The new film Awake hits Netflix this Wednesday, so let's talk about if this thriller is any good. Welcome to my channel. My name is Justin. Here we focus on all your favorite movies and television shows from all the streaming services and in theaters. So if you like to watch movies and shows like I do, hit that subscribe button down below. The best thing that works for Awake is essentially its premise and not being able to fall asleep and slowly losing your mind led for a lot of possibilities. Gina Rodriguez plays Jill, and one day when she picks up her son and daughter, they get ran over by a police car. They learn that there's this power outage and they are not able to fall asleep. Everything is collapsing, there's catastrophe, and her young daughter is the only person that is able to fall asleep. So many people want this young girl to test her so they could fall asleep. What I really like about this film is that it's short, but the quick transition into everybody just slowly losing their minds and everybody hallucinating things and the effects of not falling asleep. We see that a lot in the movie, that Gina Rodriguez is trying to drive. She just can't do it because she's wanting to fall asleep, but she can't. People are always tired, like myself. I could not imagine feeling constantly tired in this movie and trying to survive as well. So not only are you trying to protect yourself against other people that are losing their minds and not falling asleep, you have to stay awake, focus on yourself as well. So there's all these kind of different things that are being thrown out at you. And the way that this film handled the global hysteria was really entertaining and really suspenseful too, because it really picks up right away. There's no time for buildup or what this catastrophe is. There's no time for, let's understand these characters. Let's jump right away into the movie and jump into everybody not being able to fall asleep and how people react to it and how people are trying to capture this young girl, and this mother is trying to protect this young girl. And she also realizes that things may not be cured. So she's trying to teach her daughter how to shoot a gun or drive a car. So in case things don't go right, this young girl is able to protect herself. I like that other side of it, that you have to realize that there may not be a cure. So you have to kind of prepare for that. And you rarely kind of see that in movies that are dealing with a global catastrophe, and so trying to prepare for the future just in case things don't go right. The acting in here is really good too. I think everybody from Gina Rodriguez to Shamir Anderson handled the moments of slowly losing your mind, hallucinating, and quickly being angry. The full effects of staying awake for hours really takes a toll on the characters. There's many times at night where I'm really tired and I'm just having the hardest time staying awake. And that's what you see in this movie, and it's handled so well, and the acting is right there. And these characters are starting to see things, and it really challenges certain relationships and puts a lot of people at risk. It's all because they just can't fall asleep. At the center of it, it all really focuses from this young girl who can fall asleep, and so they're trying to cure themselves from this young girl. There's also a really good action scene about midway in the movie where this mother is trying to teach the young girl how to drive. They encounter people that are trying to rob people. This action scene is filmed very well as it maneuvers around the car and people trying to attack the people inside the car and how they're trying to protect themselves. Some of the action scenes in here are filmed very well and really entertaining. My biggest complaint for Awake is that it's just fine. Yes, the mass hysteria is there, but I really think that they could have dived a little bit deeper into it and explored a little more of this catastrophe and really more of the full effects. It seemed to be okay with just giving us the bare minimum when it came to people reacting to certain things, or the hallucinations when it came to what people were seeing and how people were reacting to certain things. It just felt fine to me. Yes, there were some pretty cool filmed action scenes, and yes, I liked the premise of the movie, but I think it could have delivered a lot more on that premise and gave us a lot more of people reacting to certain things, really expanding on this global catastrophe and seeing how the world is really reacting to it, just not only this group of people. And they do encounter a lot of people along the way, but I think it could have been a lot more chaotic if they really expanded it over maybe a few more days. People could only stay awake for a certain amount of time, but I never really felt that urgency from the characters, since they know they can only stay awake for a certain amount of time before they really shut down. Or I didn't really get that sense of urgency to find the cure and have the characters really work together. That's one of my biggest complaints for Awake. Despite a really good premise, some really good action scenes, and the characters handled those moments very well, I think they really could have expanded on it and provided that sense of urgency, because it just felt fine. It just felt okay. Like they could have done a lot more with this idea, because it's a really intriguing idea, but I was left wanting more from this film. So Awake, pretty decent film with a really good premise and some great acting along the way. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B. Thank you guys for checking my review for Awake. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content. My name is Just So Much As Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.